Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the tips and tricks for class 10th physics to score full marks. So those who are trying to score the full marks, it is compulsory that you have to cover the entire topics in the book. But still we discuss some topics which are very important so that the score can get and can cross 30 and 35 above, and the remaining marks according to your preparation you have to plan it out. Now coming to the first thing, the very important thing it is we have the question paper. We have very short answers for 2 marks which have 3 questions, and each question is of 2 marks, entire 6 marks. Now coming to 4 marks, we have still 3 questions each of 4 and total 12 marks. In both the bits we don't have any choice, so we have to answer 3 out of 3 from the first one and the second one. Coming to last bit, it's a long answer question. 3 will be given, from that we have to answer any 2, and each contains 6 marks, total 12 marks. So here total we have 30 marks to answer, and remaining 10 marks will be given from the MCQs. Each one MCQ contains 1 mark, total 10 MCQs, each 1 mark, that will be 10 marks. And coming to next 10 marks, our assessment books will cover 10 marks, total 50 marks for physics are completed. Now coming to this assessment marks, it is under the school observation, so we have to concentrate on these 40 marks which are very essential. And now coming to this, we have like lot of important topics from the different lessons. So apart from those, you require the representation of the paper is very well. First and utmost thing is, never forget to mention bit number and question number. Whatever the bit, if it is first bit, first question, second bit, first question, whatever the question number or bit number is there, it is very essential to mention. Why? Because you may get a doubt that we always mention, but in a hurry or in a panic situation, we may forget sometimes to mention the bit number and question number. So the first utmost thing every student has to remember is mentioning the bit number and question number. So whenever you are going to write an answer, keep that in mind. And next one, after that, suppose you get the questions like these kind of a different question you got it, differentiate between. So you have to mention a box like structure, and according to marks, if it is a 2 marks answer, each box should contain 2 or 3 points. 1 point is for extra. And next, if it is a 4 marks answer, at least 4 or 5. 4 are mandatory, 5 is an optional one. If you have extra idea regarding the topic, you can add 1 more point, so that if any wrong answer is there, then it will be covered by that. And next, coming to representation of the paper. Whenever you are writing any definition or an important term comes, suppose when you are writing the bonding, chemical bonding or anything, we get the bond angles. When the answer is present with bond angle, suppose it is of 180 degrees, the number will be somewhere in the answer. So the correctioner may not find it directly, he has to read the entire answer. So our work is like highlighting the topic or highlighting the words or whichever very important, the numbers with the pencil or a black pen. Then they will get a very good glance regarding that word or the number. And it is not compulsory that you have to make like a design or anything. Just make an underline. It's a straight line or a floral line, you can make it, so that they can have just a look at that particular number or the definition. And next, coming to representation. After every answer, draw a margin with pencil so that it will look neat, and don't make like you don't scramble, or you don't erase everything like cuttings or anything, you don't make it, so that it will not look good there. If you are making cuttings and all those, it will be like any kind of impression you will lose there. So like make very less scrambling or whatever you do there, you don't scribble it, just go through very few mistakes and very few wrong points in that, so that you need not to cut all the answer or all the parts in that, and it will be not calculated like that. Okay, and coming to next, the topics which are there in every lesson, only very few topics, like very important topics we have mentioned here, but whoever trying for full marks, you have to go through each and every topic, each and every sentence. Why? Because the MCQs are asked from at any corner of the lesson. And next, coming to this reflection of light, as we know, what are the very important points from this? Ray diagrams, image formation, formula, and application. We know compulsory the ray diagrams from the fourth and first lesson, either ray diagrams or the problems. So either from this lesson or from that lesson we are going to get it compulsory. So use that. And last time they asked the lens maker formula problem. So it is not compulsory every time mirror or lens problems only. There are lens maker problems also which you have to concentrate more. Now coming to next, balancing the chemical equations, and next to mole concept problems. The very important thing it is mole concept problems. If the mole concept problems are given, then you have to solve it. Like it will be for 4 or 6 marks. It's a lengthy answer, you will get it. Next, coming to this one, pH properties, reactions with metals or metal oxides. As we know, there are a lot of activities in the lesson 3, like metals with acids, metals with carbonates and bicarbonates. So if they ask activity, drawing is mandatory, and write the activities in the lab activity format itself. Why? Because it carries 6 marks. So every answer of lab activity should be written in the form of lab activity format only. Like what? Aim, materials, drawing, procedure, then after precautions, observation and result. And when you are drawing, suppose you are drawing a particular drawing and you have to label the parts. Don't label it here itself. Wherever you get the space, don't label it there itself. Just lift the arrow and move towards the right and label the parts. Then all the parts should be labeled towards right itself. Okay. So mark all the points towards right and mark the labels or label the parts whatever given there. And if you are labeling towards only one direction, then they will come to know all the points are marked or all the parts are labeled at one place only. So that the correctioner will get a good idea and good view of all the parts, and he can correct it there itself. If you are labeling all together, it will look clumsy, as well as you may get confused whether you have marked all the parts or not also. So according to this, suppose first it is the test tube, then stand. According to the height of that part, label it towards right side. Next, coming to this lesson, salts are there. We have salts like what? Like bleaching powder is there, baking soda, caustic soda. Different salts are there which have uses. Most of the time they ask the uses of those salts, like uses of bleaching powder, uses of baking soda, uses of washing soda, uses of plaster of Paris. So each and every salt, they have some unique uses mentioned in the textbook. Compulsory question will be asked from that. And even not only that, we have pH value in our life. So pH value, how it is very important in our life, plants and animals. That question is also very important. Now coming to next. Structure of atom. In structure of atom, we have some rules like Hund's rule, Pauli's exclusion principle, yes, and Agbos principle. If they may not ask a direct question, they may mention like this. They may mention like there will be a table given. In the table they mention like they will give the quantum numbers or the principle regarding. Suppose any atom will be given, there will be an atom's Hund's rule or anything, filling configuration will be given. Like some atom is given, its configuration will be like 2p. 2p it is there, it's filled like this. 2p3 it is given. Can you guess which element it is, or can you guess which atom it belongs to? Which rule is violated in this? there will be a tabular form of question in second bit which is of no choice. So compulsory your work is to prepare such kind of all the rules so that whatever the way they give the question, you have to answer. Not only from this, we have the principal quantum number, angular quantum number, it is there. So according to them, what is the n value, L value for this particular element? Suppose any element is given, sodium is there. So for sodium, there is a 1s2 electron. For this 1s2 electron, what is the angular quantum number? What is the magnetic quantum number? Each and every values, how they will be calculated, we should be aware of that. Why? Because in tabular form, the questions will be given according to table, but it is not compulsory that all the answers are present in the table. Very few will be present and remaining we have to analyze and we have to answer. Those who are trying for full marks, you should have everything idea regarding the table and which information not it is present in the table also, you should be aware of that. Next, coming to periodic table, we have Mendeleev's periodic table is there. There are features, drawbacks also there. So it is like for every periodic table explanation, there is a drawback also present there. The drawbacks also should be aware of that. Even not only that, we have Bohr's. In Bohr's atomic model is there, its drawbacks also given there. So these kind of questions we have to practice so that they may ask for 6 marks. It is not compulsory like every question which it is present in the textbook back of it, it will be asked as a 6 marks question. And now coming to next periodic properties, we have Dauberny triads. It's a 2 marks or a MCQ question. The triads will be given. We have some examples in the textbook, correct? So lithium, sodium, potassium. So they may not give the last element. They may ask you to find out which is the last element or which is the middle element or which is the first element. It might be like a MCQ or a 2 marks question. So you have to know that first what is Dauberny triad and what are the examples. Not exactly this one. There are some multiple examples in the textbook. In such a way they will frame the question. Now coming to next one, we have human eye lesson. In human eye lesson we have like myopia and hypermetropia. Eye defects are there. Eye defects, then normal eye vision is there, then how to correct it also given. So whenever you are writing such kind of question, first to draw normal vision. Normal vision you write down. Next, when the person is suffering with such a defect, like whether it is myopia, draw the defect with myopia. If it is hypermetropia, draw the defect with hypermetropia. Then after, what you will do for correction? You use lens. So by using lens, after correcting the defect, draw the next drawing. So 3 drawings you have to mention. Then after write down the entire theory, how a normal person can see, how a defected person can see, and how the correction will be completed with the lens. So that he will get a good impression that all the 3 drawings are mentioned, all the three explanation is also mentioned, and it will be completed. Yes. And next, coming to next electric current. The electric current, I'm coming to, sorry, I forgot to mention, we have the least distance of distinction is there, angle of vision is there, scattering of light it is there, and as well as color of the sky. Why the color of the sky is indifferent, and as well as rainbow formation. Why the rainbow forms, and all these questions which are very very important. While discussing the lesson, teachers have already told you how it will be like present and which questions may come. So whoever have noted it down, whoever are trying for full marks, they might have noted it down. Go through all these questions. Why? Because they have asked repeated questions from this lesson, like what is the color of, why the color of the sky is in such a way, like it is in red color, orange color, or white color, blue color. So what is the reason behind it, and as well as why the rainbow forms, and as well as what is the scattering of light experiment. So such kind of questions, these eye defects and all those, they have asked. And the MCQs are number of questions will come from this lesson. So concentrate very well. Now coming to next one, electric current. In electric current, we have series and parallel connection of resistors are there. Compulsory problems have asked from this lesson regarding series and parallel. So series means the formulas are given, parallel means the formulas are given, and as well as there is a resistance formula, that is rho L by A, which it is not concentrated much in the lesson. But this formula is very very important, which represents there are three quantities present with the resistor. So this formula, the data will be given, but the thing it is, some people they might forget this problem and this formula. This is also very very important from that lesson which it is given there. And calculating the electric current, and it's like calculating the power bill, that problems also very very important. Now coming to next topics, we have high insulating materials are there. High insulating materials and their resisting power, it is given in the textbook. So not total table, but there are few materials which are very very important, like tungsten, nichrome. So remember them. And the very most important thing, it is Ohm's law. The very very important thing is Ohm's law. And after that, factors affecting the resistance. The factors affecting resistance is this formula actually. But if they ask for 6 marks answer to explain area and length, you can use that factors affecting. So these are the important questions from the 9th lesson. Now coming to electromagnetism, that most important thing, it is Oersted experiment. As we know, the lesson starts with the Oersted experiment. Not of the Oersted experiment, when we are diving into the lesson, we have the electric current that passes through a current carrying wire. The current carrying wire, and as well as a circular coil and a solenoid. Last time they asked the current passing through a straight current carrying wire. The answers are very simple. It's a left hand rule and all those. So we have to go through that all, and we have to write down like it belongs to which one, right hand rule or left hand rule, and how the current passes, how the composites will work, how the magnetic field will be created towards anti-clockwise or clockwise, how it will be representing. That all data with the drawing we have to write it down. Now coming to next one, the very very important topics in the lesson are AC and DC generators. The working of AC and DC generators, with drawing we have to write down the working and as well as principles and as well as the drawings. It's a 6 marks answer for compulsory, motor and generator. And in between there are some rules like Lenz's law, Faraday's law it is there, and applications of Faraday's law. So every question from this lesson is very very important. But still there are few questions which you have to concentrate more, so that there is a scope, like you can cover entire chapter later, but after covering this. Now coming to carbon and its compounds. It's a very lengthy lesson. Coming to carbon and its compounds, there are allotropes of carbon are given. What are the allotropes? Nanotubes, diamonds, and as well as graphite structure is the Buckminster Fullerene. These all structures we have to read it. And apart from that, when you are going into the topic, nomenclature nature will come, which is very very important. So they may give the structure and ask the name. Otherwise, the name will be given, the structure you have to write down. So it depends, whatever the way they give, you have to write it down. It's like a MCQ answer, but we can expect as a 2 marks answer also. If they don't give that kind of question, definitions are there. There are number of definitions like isomerism, catenation, yes, saturated, unsaturated carbons, and as well as there are some chemical reactions also, substitution reaction, addition reaction. Yes, every question, every topic in this lesson is important. Now coming to last one, we have esterification and cleansing action of soap are there. Of course, you have to go through all these topics. So read it according to your plans and according to your way of preparation. You divide the topics, although it is a very lengthy lesson, just go through them, divide it and prepare. Next coming to chemical bonding. It's a 6 marks answer obviously. A 6 marks question always comes from this. It's like a preparation of an N2 molecule, or explain O2 molecule, Cl2, or ionic bonding. So whatever the bonding they give, the question will be given. Clearly hybridization is there. So use that particular, first you have to write down the element, and then after its configuration. Then if it is like hybridizing, which orbitals are hybridizing and which hybridization it participates, what is the bond angle, what is its bond, like its shape, everything we have to write down. And in case if it is necessary, we have to draw it also. And next, coming to metallurgy. In metallurgy, there is a scope of coming a 2 marks or a 1 mark answer. Like what? We have the ores given there in the table. So every ore is having one formula. And sometimes the ore and the formula represents differently. Why? Because the ore, like actual metal, may not be pronounced in the name. So such cases like bauxite is there. Yes, and some other elements like magnetite, hematite, their names and the elements which are present will be different from those. So in such cases, what happens? We may get confused like it belongs to which element or it belongs to which compound. So those formulas practice a lot so that when they give, by seeing that you can have galena is there. So these kind of formulas, they may not represent exactly the name of the element which is present there. So prepare in such a way that if they ask such kind of, like, remember some course with your memory or with your identification capability, so that whenever you see that you will come to know, okay, this is the element present there, or this is the thing, like it is representing for mercury, or it is representing for plumbum, or whatever the thing it is present in that particular ore formula. Make yourself easy so that you can recognize by looking at it at once, so that you cannot get confused. Why? Because in MCQs the answers will be like given like a confusing one, and this is also of different combination of words or different number of words, we may get confused. So prepare and make yourself easy. And next, coming to definitions in the metallurgy, there are number of definitions and the purification processes are present. So each and every purification process is important, and the definitions, calcination, roasting, and we have the electrolytic refining. And next we have the those whatever the purification methods according to stages are present. So every stage, every metal which it is used in that, it is very important. The flux or whatever the definitions regarding that, drawings regarding that, everything is very important. The electrolytic refining drawing has asked once to draw, and they asked how copper has purified, how copper purifies in that electrolytic refining. And not only that, we have furnaces are there, how furnace works. Of course, it's like a optional question you can prepare, but you have to prepare because you are trying for full marks. So it is mandatory that you should not leave any question regarding that. If you leave it, then obviously it comes like it is coming like a kind of maybe it may come into your thing like the same question appears in the exam and you may lose the marks. So better go through all the topics, although it is an optional, once have a glance towards it so that you can remember. And if it comes, by any chance if it comes in the exam, you can. So in this way, prepare and as well as present the paper well and cover all the topics which are given, and drawings and everything, mark and label the parts towards right side, and never forget to mention the question number. And after every answer, draw margins, highlight the terms, use these small tips and maintain neat handwriting. Okay, don't like scribble paper too much, it will give a bad impression. And don't use thick pens, just use some light in the sense it's not totally light, like normal one. Don't use thick pens, the print may come to the next paper also. And don't press it and write. So improve your handwriting and write neatly so that the correctioner can understand. I hope you have gone through some kind of information. Thank you and all the best.